The 69-year-old Godzilla franchise is revered all over the world, but it didn't start that way. These filmmakers put their careers on the line to make what, at the time, was the riskiest film ever made in Japan. Ishiro Honda's 1954 kaiju film Godzilla became a cult phenomenon that eventually birthed an ever-expanding franchise, which is still a significant part of Japanese pop culture. Honda's original is very much a spectacle with a prehistoric monster at the center of the tale. However, the film is also intensely melancholic because it reflects the socio-political situation in Japan at the time. Japan was still recovering from the aftermath of the nuclear attacks at Hiroshima and Nagasaki, so the shots of a radioactive beast terrorizing the streets of Tokyo deeply resonated with audiences. The fact that Honda's Godzilla spawned more than 30 sequels is a testament to its influence on popular culture, and you could assume that the film's cult hit status was a given at the time of release, but that's anything but true. Godzilla was conceived during a time of great uncertainty in the film industry, during which Honda and his team were threatened with termination if the film were to be a critical and commercial failure. So much depended on the success of Godzilla that Honda gave his team an ultimatum. Due to the risky nature of the endeavor, Honda asked his team to read the script and leave the project immediately if they were not convinced. When Honda was preparing to take on Godzilla, it was the kind of film never made before in Japanese cinema. Apart from being a wildly expensive film because of its special suitimation effects, Godzilla was an ambitious project with a rather ridiculous premise. For those curious, suitimation is a term created to represent the way that Godzilla was brought to life. Rather than using techniques like stop-motion animation, an actor in an elaborate suit performed on set among carefully constructed miniatures and environments. Post-war Japanese cinema, by the likes of Nagisa Oshima and Akira Kurosawa, were generally artistic, somber period pieces with nuanced social commentary. But Godzilla was mainstream in its appeal, and its serious themes were interspersed with shots of a kaiju defying human defenses and destroying anything in its path. Because of these concerns, Honda understood the importance of taking Godzilla seriously from the get-go. The film's production house, Toho, originally intended for Senkichi Taniguchi to spearhead the project. The director declined the offer, most probably due to its risky nature. After Honda came on board, he demanded the utmost dedication to the project from his team. It was a fair demand, as he knew that everyone's careers hinged on the success of the movie. If the film were to flop, Honda and his team would have to deal with the loss of the humongous production cost of $275,000, which would have understandably derailed their careers. Intense attention to detail was taken after the project took off. Honda supervised the construction of miniature sets and worked closely with special effects director Eiji Tsuburaya, who was a pioneer in his field. Honda also carefully crafted the tone of the film. It was intended as a mixture of creature feature and disaster flick, with sci-fi and horror themes embedded into the narrative. Thankfully, all of these efforts paid off. Honda's directorial debut was a romantic tragedy titled Blue Pearl, which he followed up with several post-war dramas such as Eagle of the Pacific. Over the years, Honda worked closely with Tsuburaya, which eventually helped him bag Godzilla after Taniguchi declined. After Honda and his Godzilla team beat all the odds stacked against them, the film received global recognition and was marketed in the US as Godzilla, King of the Monsters, which was a heavily edited, Americanized version of the original. This led to the glorious kaiju-era monster films in Japan, which adopted Tsuburaya's suitimation technique to create massive monster battles that blended seamlessly with more grounded human stories. Honda became synonymous with creature features and allowed him to influence the mega monster and disaster genres. After directing a bunch of dramas and comedies, Honda returned to his field of expertise with the likes of Battle in Outer Space and Mothra vs. Godzilla. By this time, the kaiju genre had caught on with mainstream audiences, leading to several installments with Godzilla at the center. The franchise expanded with time. Most recently, Godzilla -1 has terrorized the big screen to great effect. It has also inspired video games like Shadow of the Colossus and shows like the Ultraman series. From massive risk to cultural phenomenon, Ishiro Honda's Godzilla changed the face of blockbuster movies forever.